That's also a nice transition for the next topic.
It is. Biofrost champion pool. Mark Zimmerman, go.
Alrighty, so yesterday I was doing GLT again, and I was kind of shitting on TSM's draft problems a little bit. And one of the things I said was, I think Biofrost has the worst champion support pool of all the playoff teams. And I said I would rather have, not necessarily in terms of just play, but in terms of pool, I would rather have Hakuho, Ole, Afro, Adrian, or who the fuck's the fifth team? I forgot somebody. Anyways, one of the other guys. And I was saying that, like, he has a Thresh and Braum.
Afro? Did you say Afro?
I think I said
Yeah.
Afro.
No, C9.
Yeah,
Smoothie.
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 Forgot
There you go.
Smoothie.
So Biofrost has a Thresh and Braum, which are very good and strong in the meta, but after that, he doesn't really seem to play any champions and has resorted to Karma, Lulu, and even Nami most recently, which looked useless. He did secure a kill with that bouncing ebb and flow. That was nice and all, but for the most part, it looked pretty useless. And when you look at the other champion pools people are playing, they have Blitzcranks, they have Morganas, they have Bards, they have even Janna is more impactful at this point than a lot of those. And I'm just concerned that, like, because people freaked out when I said I thought his champ pool sucked. So I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
Before we get to the responses, I'm gonna let Twitch chat freak out first. Mark, Ryu Proc says Smoothie's unique champions during Summer Split 9. Biofrost unique champion split during Summer Split 9. Biofrost most played during Summer Split: Tom, Thresh, Braum, Lulu, Karma. Smoothies: Thresh, Lulu, Braum, Rakan, Bard.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know if you guys noticed, but those last three were pretty different.
yeah. I think the thing for statistics like that is that unique champions play doesn't necessarily tell you how well it went.
Or if they're playing them on what patch.
Yeah.
Like, when's the last time you saw a Smoothie picking that stuff frequently? Whereas, like, Biofrost played a series where he exclusively played Lulu, Karma, Nami.
All right, sorry. Emily and Kelsey, how would you respond to Mark's accusations against poor young Vincent?
Bully!
What a bully.
I don't even know if it's a champion pool thing as much as Biofrost has been kind of slow to learn stuff. I think that he hasn't really adapted to just generally the vision control meta in the lower river as well, like roaming with the jungle as much to mid lane. I think it was weird because TSM were kind of good at it last year before Worlds, but it's been a flaw of theirs since Doublelift returned, I think. So I don't know. It's for me, there are a lot of questions around Biofrost other than his champion pool. A lot of the supports you mentioned, I just want generally, regardless of champion pool over Biofrost right now. So I think that I'm not blaming Biofrost by himself, obviously. I think it's obviously team stuff and things like that affect like how a player performs or how the team is playing around the support jungle setup and stuff like that.
Right, so like people in chat are like, he can play Bard, and I'm like, I know he can play Bard, but they're not picking it. So when I say like those are the problems, I'm not saying he can't solve them. It's just like right now they don't play Bard.
I was going to say, for me, it's more of a weird team issue that they don't... And, like, I don't know if this is because he came up kind of... Like, when he first came in, he was very obviously, like, shadowing Doublelift. And they really focused on having strong laning together. So I think that's maybe what is causing some of these issues in terms of what they're drafting for him. Because... we've seen this, or I've seen this, and I'm going to compare it not to where people might think is a more apt comparison with Wolf, because I feel like Wolf has a huge body of work that you can look at, right? So I don't think that comparison works at all, because we've had similar criticisms in previous weeks when talking about Wolf's support pool, right? Because SKT was picking him, Lulu, Zyra, and it just was not looking good. So I think... who I do want to kind of draw a comparison with Biofrost is with Core JJ on Samsung Galaxy, where I think that they focused so much on having him be a lane dominant support right from the get-go when he came in, with double lift, and now I think what I'm seeing is more of a problem transitioning to that roaming, like, tankier style outside of Braum, which obviously he's played before. And again, like, I always want to reiterate in terms of specific champion pools for specific players, especially when you don't have as large of a body of work. Again, going back to the Wolf thing, with Biofrost specifically, I think it's probably more that they are not having a lot of success in scrims with him detached and roaming. That would be like my presumption. Obviously, I don't know. But when I look at a situation like this, that's kind of where my mind goes first. Like, they'd rather have him in lane because that's where they're having more success. Like, they're having more success with him on these supports. Do I think it's necessarily a good sign headed into playoffs? Not really, especially in the Envy series. I did not think TSM looked good. That was kind of a frustrating series to watch, generally.
That was
Both
weird
sides,
for me.
So
That series, another thing I was talking about with was, would you rather be CLG losing to P1 where you're just clearly playing really bad and it's like, okay, they had an off day and just did some dumb stuff, or would you rather be TSM who are actually like not playing terrible and legitimately struggling versus Envy? Because they were like moving around the map better and getting objectives and had like gold leads despite always being down kills. I don't know which one it looks worse on.
It was also weird because I feel like there were just openings, really, really obvious openings. Like, I think it was the second game where MB had super strong bot control and super strong blue buff control, and they never just, like, dove bot. And
yeah, I felt like MB just didn't know how to win the series.
Yeah,
when
Envy.
they
Yeah, that was the frustrating thing for me is that, like, so if you're talking about would I rather have the CL, I feel like, oddly enough, CLG's loss is in some ways less demoralizing than the TSM win, because I feel like you look at, like, if I'm TSM and I'm looking at that, I'm like, wow, we are supposed to be a lot better than this already in terms of leaving those openings up. And then if I'm Envy, I'm like, why didn't you take advantage of this?
Ryu Prox, your arch nemesis now, Mark, says, would you rather be CLG and go 0-2 or be TSM and go 2-1 Kappa? Good one, MarkZ.
I mean, there's a difference between, like, I need the win and, like, I'm going to be in playoffs and my drafts are bad and we gave up Baron and the other team just didn't do anything. Versus, like, oh, wow, we went for a dumb invade level 1 against a Braum and got fought for. Like, maybe we just shouldn't do that next time.
I just love giving voice to this.
No, it helps me get angry.
Oh, no, but it felt like they kept doing that, too. Like, the skirmishes, it's like, let's do the same
I don't
skirmish
even know what
Braum.
that game was. That was hilarious.
And then it was Nidalee, too, so they had, like, Braum and then this really...
We're losing you, Kelsey. Or did everybody get quiet all of a sudden?
No, I just...
No,
Kelsey
she just got quiet all of a sudden.
Okay. I don't know what happened. Either way, we have... yeah, just make that face. Okay, so wrapping up on the Biofrost champion pool, Mark is concerned, Emily less concerned, Kelsey apathetic. Seems like that's where everybody falls.
I'm just concerned about TSM.
Yeah, I was gonna say I care
about them and I want them to succeed. You know.
Okay.